Man, that's kind of real because I did that. I do that with all the car dealerships. When I get a car, I ain't giving you nothing down. I tell them I don't want the car. I ain't giving you nothing, and they'll fight. When they realize I done had all these cars already, they be like, "Okay, man, you can get it."
Exactly.
I be like, "Why y'all ask me for the money in the beginning for then?"
Now imagine if somebody didn't have that resume.
They gonna run you
Man,
down.
what? They be like, okay, well, bye, sir.
They gonna spin. Yeah, they gonna spin.
You know what I'm saying? And that right there is what we call unjust enrichment. Meaning you just got money from my investment,
Right.
and you're not letting me benefit from it. That's like me fronting work, and then the workers turning around to me and asking for more work without paying me from the original work. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Because if I invested in this bank, all right, if it's 2.5 million, let's say the house, 2.5 million.
Yes.
I gave you an application that was worth 2.5 million because this is where part 2 of the Federal Reserve come in. So Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 2 talks about, all right, in no event, this is at the bottom of Part 2, by the way.
Don't never read none of this.
Yeah, they don't read. You got to read this, family.
Yeah.
All right, so it says, in no event shall the security collateral be less than the Federal Reserve notes applied for. I'm going to say that one more time. In no event shall the security collateral be less than the Federal Reserve notes applied for. So meaning that they're basically saying as soon as you apply for 2.5 million, you're supposed to get 2.5 million.
Right.
You're not supposed to get 1.5. You're not supposed to get partially approved.
Off the rip.
They already got the full amount. Why are they partially paying it to you and then making you pay it back?
Right.
All right. Now again, I don't blame the banks.
It's a cold move.
Yeah, it's a cold move.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at like so many people don't read their contract. You can literally take your contract home, but a lot of us, like myself before I knew this,
of course,
you know, I'm just rushing by and just sign to get the keys
Couldn't
so
wait.
I can put it on Snapchat. Thank you,
Look
God.
I'm balling. Look what I did.
You know, I'm trying to call my mama.
They laughing back there. Oh, we got another one.
Man. Oh my goodness!
Facts.
Think about leases. As soon as somebody get an apartment, they put the loan. And again, we're not talking down nobody's. You know,
no, it's game.
It's game.
It's business.
Exactly. Because a lot of us is in survival mode. We get that place, and now we're like, oh my God, my baby need this place. Thank you, God. And the whole time you didn't even read the contract. That's not God. You know what I'm saying? God's children aren't uninformed. You see what I'm saying? So understanding this. You can't be uninformed with this. Like, you can't be emotional because the banks don't care if your grandma died last week, they coming for her house.
Oh, no question.
All right, and if your grandma's house isn't in a trust or nothing like that, it's going up in probate.
Gone.
It's gone. You know what I'm saying? So understanding how to claim security interest, it goes a long way. All right, because if we don't say things to the bank, they're not gonna change their game, family. All right, y'all. 15 USC 1605. Talks about a finance charge. You ever seen on a car contract the APR rate?
Of course.
All right, so that's that box. That 5 box is called the finance charge box.
Yes.
All right, so that very first box you see is APR rate, annual percentage rate. All right, that's basically the interest, right? All right, now remember we talked about 12 USC 1431, which is powers of the banks. All right, they are to borrow and to pay interest. So that APR rate that we see on our car contracts, our mortgages, we thinking we're supposed to pay that. That's why a lot of us want a low APR.
Of course, you want the lowest.
Exactly, because we don't want to pay so much. Whole time, we're not even supposed to be paying the APR.
Ain't that a bitch?
So we're literally saving the bank's money by having a lower APR rate. But the only way to have a lower APR rate is what? To have a high credit score.
Right.
You see how it's almost non-beneficial to have a high credit score when you understand security interest.
Right.
All right.
This is mind-boggling, bro.
Yeah, for sure, because the APR rate, literally, they'll tell you, hey, the 5%, 5.5 is going to be added on the total amount. So that's what you will be paying when it's all said and done.
Of course.
You can call the banks tomorrow and ask them, well, July 4th. You can call them Monday and literally ask them,
Monday.
Hey, what is the finance charge? They're going to say, well, that's the interest amount that you have to pay back to the bank.
Of course.
They're literally going to tell y'all this. All right, but when you go back and read 12 USC 1431, it's going to tell you that the banks are the borrowers and that they're supposed to pay interest.
Yes.
All right, so the APR rate, so we want a high APR rate. We want a 100% APR rate. Why is that? Because that 100% APR rate is going towards what? The estate. The bank's not getting that.
Right.
All right. Of course, the bank's gonna fight and say, no, we about to come take your house.
They're gonna say that.
Oh, for sure. All right, for sure. All right. So now what that person has to do is stand on their security interest rights. All right. Because if they don't, the banks is gonna roll over them. They're gonna take them to court for foreclosure. They're gonna take them to court for eviction.
Right.
And you know, these judges is so programmed to just see documents. Okay, it's just running the mill routine. All right, they're not used to people coming forth and saying, "Hey, I am gonna answer to this foreclosure. All right, I already tendered the payment. I already did my obligation. I tried to enforce my security interest, but they dishonored." So it's not me, it's them.
For sure.
So everybody that's listening, a foreclosure, an eviction, you getting your car repossessed, that's just a form of breach of contract.
Of course.
So they're basically saying you didn't pay.
That's what they're saying.
That's all they're saying. So what we have to do is say, hold on, I did pay. I performed my contractual obligations.
From the beginning with the application.
Exactly. By leveraging my security interest.
That you got from the Federal Reserve in my name.
Exactly. Now think about what they now we playing competition. Now we looking at the opponent.
Mental gymnastics.
Exactly. Like now, what are they gonna say once we get into court?
Facts.
I'm gonna tell you how I won my case.
You had a case. We won't get to your case.
Yeah.
But let's go.
All right. So, because you gotta think, what are they gonna ask me when we get in front of the judge? Like, they gonna say things like, "Sir, Your Honor, we have the contract right here. He signed it. He said he's going to pay. Your Honor, why are we here? That's why. That's their first understanding, family, because it's true. They have a contract and they don't got to do much more but uphold the contract.
Of course.
The contract said you shall pay. But if we don't come forth and say my intent to pay was to perform, we have to know how to change the terminology because we're hearing layman terms. We have to use contractual terms.
Yes.
Pay means perform. You can't pay income on an interest account. It's impossible. That's commingling anyway. All right, you see what I'm saying? So when we're going to go to jobs and we taking our income and paying on these interest accounts, it's not being applied to the account. It's literally taken as donations. So everybody that has been paying off their house, their car, they think they paid it off, all right, because they have the title, but they have not claimed the security interest. It's still there. So imagine paying off a car, right?
Right, you pay
and you're learning this right now.
Okay, now you know.
Now you know, like, damn, how can I go get my money back? You can because there is no statute of limitations on fraud.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Because if I come forth and say, yo, that car that I got 5 years ago that I paid off, all right, I want to come forth and claim the security interest of the original contract. You know what that's going to do?
What they're going to do?
All right, because let's say his car's $100,000.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and he paid $110,000 with interest.
Yeah.
And he learns this information, all right? He's going to take that contract and accept $100,000, meaning the original price.
Yeah.
Because after he uses the $100,000 of secure interest, he leverages it and uses it. The money that he came out of pocket is going to look like an overpayment on the books.
Of course.
All right. Now you're bringing in the IRS because if IRS audit these books, the books is going to be off balance.
Most definitely.
You see what I'm saying? Now we catching them on security fraud. We catching them on unjust enrichment. Now their books is off balance. Now we can claim the $110,000 that he came out of pocket.
I gotta get the whole shebang.
Got to. Everything over $1. And where did I get that from? 15 USC 1615.
What's that again, sir?
15 USC 1615 talks about unearned interest. It literally states after a consumer prepays in full. All right, because we're not supposed to be repaying. We're supposed to do the prepayment. The prepayment was with the application. Every time we pay monthly out of our pocket, now we're repaying. You got to hear the verbiage. We're repaying something we already.
So we're repaying it.
Exactly. Yes, in the contract, it says you promise to repay.
It says that in there.
Exactly. And
we sign it and say,
I agree.
To repay your ass.
To repay what I've already prepaid because we don't come forth and claim the prepayment. Because if I claim the prepayment, there is no repayment.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? But if I don't claim the prepayment, it is a repayment. There's an obligation that needs to be done. All right, but let's say I paid off the car and I'm learning this information, or a house.
Or a house.
You got folks that's in real estate
that don't know this. You know, a lot of them houses be out there selling. I did an interview about that. You know what I mean? They definitely don't know. They but they be in real estate. They don't know this with full houses, businesses, all these things.
You got folks that done paid, like it's been in real estate for years. They done paid off houses on houses on houses on houses. All right, don't understand, like, hey, there's a security interest in every single house. Then a lot of people tell me, well, what if I got the house under my LLC? What if I got it under my business? All right, it's no different. Contracting is contracting.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? There's a security interest when you signed on behalf of your business.
Yeah, that's your business.
Exactly. It's going to say, let's say you had a lemonade stand. It's going to say, your lemonade stand promised to give us interest in this property. That's what it's going to say.
Goes back to you.
Exactly. So, meaning I can come forth and claim it on behalf of my business. No matter if it's my business, no matter if it's a trust, no matter if it's my all caps name, which is my estate.
Yeah.
All right, it's all business. Once we understand the basics of business, and this ain't no advanced stuff. This is literally in the law. We talking about code 1, code 2. You see what I'm saying?
Right there.
It's right there. You don't got to pay for this information. Meaning somebody do it for you, of course, but literally the information I just dropped is online.
That's crazy.
Literally, it's free.
Yeah.
No, it's no pictures or nothing like that. No coloring books.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
like
saying?
that. You gotta do a little goddamn putting the words together.
Yeah.
But it's there for you. You know, you
Yeah, it's
got
there.
all this Chat GPT and all that. Y'all can actually put that in there, the exact, sections he's telling you. Like, it's there. You know what I mean?
You're about to miss everything. The biggest games, wildest fights, and hottest drops. Unless you're locked in with Wirefire. Thousands of live channels, sports, movies, chick flicks, all in one place. More titles than 4 of the top streaming services combined. All for less and 0 ads. Football season's coming. Don't be that guy scrambling for streams every Sunday. You get every game, every play right here. Missing something? Hit up our Discord and request it. No extra cost. We get it up fast. No bootlegs, no annoying Arab subtitles, just clean, sharp, high-definition streams. Watch anywhere. Phone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, everything but Roku. $25 a month gets you 2 devices. Need more? Up to 6 for $45. Still not sold? $5 gets you a 5-day trial. Setups instant. Full instructions sent by email. Need instant help and tech support? Our Discord has real-time assistance from a real person. Here's the deal. You're either plugged into Wirefire or stuck paying for garbage cable and half-ass streaming apps. Your move.